the shade.
Real hot in the shade for real. It's been over a week since his passing, but we continue to remember the life of William Bunny Ruggs Clark, lead singer of Third World, especially as we continue to celebrate Reggae Month. Welcome to today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Audrey Williams. Coming up, land titles for some of Jamaica's poorest. It's another productive move by the government that you have to stick around for. Plus, what do Jamaicans like most about our music? Here are some responses from Outer Road. This and more after our complete news package. Keep rocking.
96 degrees in the shade.
What are you doing to help the fight against crime?
Sitting on the corner, minding your own business, definitely not going to work.
It is time for us to unite.
Unite.
Unite for change.
Citizens coming together to make their respective communities safer. The police, schools, public health, business, churches, NGOs, parents and neighborhood watch volunteers.
As we, the police, do our job,
We as citizens need to do our part as well.
Report crimes or even suspicious activities.
Let's all work together.
As one united front against crime.
And make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Unite for Change, an initiative of the Ministry of National Security.
There'll be a better tomorrow. There'll be a better tomorrow. There'll be a better tomorrow. There'll be a day. There'll be a way. There'll come a time to sing a brand new song. There'll be a better tomorrow.
Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith, and this is your GIS News for Tuesday, February 11. 40 residents of Donaldson in Eastern St. Thomas are now proud beneficiaries of land titles for serviced lots developed in their community by the Housing Agency of Jamaica, HAJ. The lots are among 436 developed by the HAJ at a cost of $26 million. These 40 titles are among 180 that will be given out in the first instance. They were presented to residents last Friday by the Minister with Portfolio Responsibility for Housing, Dr. Maurice Guy. He asserted that the land titling program had the potential to grow the economy and told the title holders they had a part to play in that process.
Because you hold property, you hold asset, you all hold something that you can use as collateral. We recognize that for Jamaica to prosper and to develop, and by extension the people of our country to develop, the economy has to grow. And how can you grow the economy unless you do something with the assets of this country?
Roughly 8,000 residents living in Windsor Heights and Catherine were recently presented with another tool to improve their standard of living. Tamara McHale tells us more.
The Minister with Responsibility for Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change, Robert Pickersgill, was in Windsor Heights a few days ago to deliver an improved water supply system. The new system was installed at a cost of $3 million and commissioned into service last Friday. It marked the completion of works that involved the installation of 2-inch pressure pipes, construction of a pump house, as well as the installation of 3 2,000-gallon storage tanks and concrete bases. Minister Pickersgill pointed out that significantly, the new system conveys water to the elevated areas of the community by a solar-powered booster station.
The new solar-powered system pumps water directly into the distribution line, and so persons living in elevated areas must ensure that there are no leaks on their properties, as they may affect the performance of the pump.
The project was carried out by the Rural Water Supply Limited with the aid of residents in the community. For GIS News, I'm Tamara McHale.
On to health news now. The Portfolio Minister, Dr. Fenton Ferguson, says the country should see increased access and affordability of radiation treatment for cancer patients within a year.
The cost of care for those who can access it in the private sector will run you between 1.4, 1.8 million Jamaican dollars for the full course. For 2014, at last, or 2015, more people who desperately need this kind of care will have access to it in a modern cancer care environment.
That, he says, is because government plans to secure 2 linear accelerator machines for the public health system. They'll provide a more affordable option for critical radiation treatment. Jamaica currently has only 1 such machine, which exists in the private sector, and Minister Ferguson says research has shown that there should be no fewer than 5. Meanwhile, the Health Ministry is to begin implementing the pilot phase of an electronic patient administration system, EPAS, in the public health sector by the middle of this year. Minister Fenton Ferguson says the system will bring modern solutions to the matter of patient records.
I am not about to say that we are going to go paperless, far from, but we must find a way to move Jamaica's health record system in a serious way forward. Speedy access to records will definitely translate to improved care and resource optimization.
The minister was addressing the first annual Joint Orthopedics and Neurosciences Symposium and Workshop recently. An initiative has been launched to ensure university graduates are better equipped to fit into the workforce. Andrea Chisholm tells us more about the Graduate Work Experience Program.
The program, which was launched last week, is an initiative of the National Youth Service NYS. It provides tertiary graduates 24 years of age and under with an opportunity to develop the skills taught at the university level while increasing self-confidence. Youth and Culture Minister Lisa Hanna says with this program, the NYS is continuing its core function of empowering the lives of Jamaica's young people.
In terms of volunteerism, building that cadre of young people that saw their Jamaican identity as critical in terms of making themselves productive, but also in terms of learning those value systems that were going to be crucial for their own sustainable development.
Under the Work Experience Program, the NYS will pay for the intern to work at the organization for 6 months. The Youth Service is inviting businesses and organizations to partner with them by providing graduates with the relevant work experience. Interested individuals and organizations can contact the NYS at 754-9816 or via email nationalyouthservice@gmail.com.
Meanwhile, at another function recently, the youth minister said there were numerous training opportunities underway for the nation's young people and said these opportunities would soon be intensified.
Certainly you will see that over the next couple of months, about 5,400 persons will be placed in internships, Ronnie, and apprenticeship programs. You'll also see us going around the island to do CMI with the Caribbean Maritime Institute to teach about logistics so our young people learn that there are other placements, because we recognize that young people have to also be trained for jobs that will exist.
Minister Hanna was speaking last Friday at the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding to expand and extend the life of the Youth Upliftment Through Employment Youth Program. Vouch, the voluntary organization for the upliftment of children, is to become a diagnostic and therapy center for children at the early childhood level.
Teachers, parents, others can bring their children and have a place without penal cost where this can be done.
Minister Thwaites was addressing a special proactivity to avert tragedy breakfast at the Knutsford Court Hotel, hosted by faith-based organization Choose Life International. He said the development at Vouch was being done with the help of the Jamaica Teachers Association and other partners, and called on Choose Life to also assist. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries is encouraging the diaspora to become partners in its efforts to boost production. Portfolio Minister Roger Clark says the ministry has been speaking with Jamaicans abroad about potential investment areas.
One of the things that I suggested to them is to help us to fruit up Jamaica. We need to put in as much fruit trees as we can, because the quality, the texture, the taste of our local Jamaican fruits superb in comparison to fruits coming from other places.
Minister Clark was addressing members of the Diplomatic Corps on Wednesday in observance of Diplomatic Week 2014. The Ocho Rios to Montego Bay Tourism Corridor is to see an increase in entertainment events. The Tourism and Entertainment Ministry is to intensify the Visitor Night Out program, capitalizing on the expansion of the cruise ship pier and accommodations along the corridor. State Minister Damian Crawford told JIS News recently that the intensified Visitor Night Out project would include the upcoming initiative 90 Days of Summer. It's a branded package of entertainment events set to take place from mid-May to mid-August within the main tourist capitals.
And one of the greatest disappointments for visitors is the lack of reggae music exposure. And so therefore with the Visitor Night Out, we feel that will give more opportunities for bars and restaurants and just live events in general.
Mr. Crawford says the aim is to deepen the synergies between tourism and entertainment. And finally, government's entertainment-focused initiative to market Kingston as a prime tourist destination is bringing bookings for hotels in the city. That's the word from the Tourism and Entertainment State Minister. He says the Reggae Month, It's Kingston for February initiative has been attracting visitors, including Koreans.
It will not be perfect in the first year, but we have spoken to many persons who are very interested for next year, and we should have a much more packed calendar and have more time to promote.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.
From the Bureau of Gender Affairs and the Dispute Resolution Foundation, paid for by the UN Women Fund for Gender Equality.
More Jamaicans are poised to become title holders. The Land Administration and Management Program, LAMP Phase 2, is heading into more parishes. From St. Elizabeth, Manchester and Clarendon, help with processing land titles is now being offered to residents of St. James, St. Anne, Westmoreland, Hanover and Trelawney. If you are in any of these areas, seize the opportunity to have your land surveyed and certain taxes and fees waived on your way to formal land ownership. Contact LAMP today to secure your asset, your piece of the rock. Call 927-1893 or 977-6089. Email info@lampja.com or log on to www.lampja.com. LAMP 2 one-stop shop for accessing land titles at a fraction of the cost.
Having a piece of land means so much. It empowers you, provides opportunities for expansion, and gives you a sense of freedom and achievement that, yes, this is mine. Well, that's what the government is doing for a number of Jamaicans through an ongoing land titling program. Hear more now.
1,000 residents in the parishes of St. Mary, Portland and St. Anne have benefited from land titles courtesy of the Cadastral Mapping and Land Registration in Jamaica project, an initiative of the Government of Jamaica in collaboration with the Government of Korea through the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA. Today we explore more about this initiative and hear the stories of some of the beneficiaries of this program. So come, take a walk with us.
I want to tell them that I thank them. I love what they are doing because they're doing a great job for Jamaican.
Great job indeed. 2013 saw agreement signed between the Republic of Korea by way of the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, and Jamaica, represented by the Ministry of Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change. It's for the land titling project that expands the LAMP 2 contract which was signed with the Koreans in 2010. The project is on track for its completion date in March 2014.
The Koika project is basically a spin-off from the LAMP 2 project, which specifically looked at a partnership between the government of Jamaica through LAMP, the Korean Cadastral Surveying Corporation out of Korea, and a private sector partner in Jamaica, Geoland Title Limited.
Through this program, many are getting the tool to access the path of personal empowerment.
Growing up, see my father blind, never have a title. Dead gone, I couldn't get nothing out of it. Right? And now I have my kids them can have something.
We decided to focus on land settlements because of their history and context in our Jamaican life. Land settlements are basically lots that would have been allotted to Jamaicans, working class persons years ago. And one of the main challenges that we have had in terms of sorting out titling for these land settlements is that the surveying cost is really prohibitive. So what it is that we're doing is that the Koreans are providing the funding and actually contracting surveyors here in Jamaica to do the survey work so that we can expedite the processing of these titles for persons.
Approximately US $2 million has been pumped into this land titling initiative by our Korean partners.
We, Koika team, assist the LAMP program to accelerate the LAMP process.
The 3 parishes to benefit was decided after extensive study.
Those parishes came out of rigorous discussions with ourselves and our Korean partners. There was a feasibility study done, and there were actually representatives from Korea who came and looked at sites with us, visited sites. We had several of them, and they were the ones who indicated that when they looked in terms of just physical amenities, access to water, light, those were their concerns when you look to see how many children we saw when we went there at the times, whether or not the persons were involved in farming, what kind of work they did. They were the ones who guided us in terms of, okay, we think that these are the areas that we would want to assist you with.
A similar process was used to select the 1,000 beneficiaries to ensure those who needed it the most received the help. Some beneficiaries from Crooked River in Anotabe St. Mary shared how they came to be selected.
Them come and them put up them circular, you know, and we read the circular and see the necessary information, and we carry the necessary document and got the location, and in the meeting, them inform us of what is taking place, you know.
Residents also had to ensure that due process was followed and all requisite forms filled out.
This program benefit me in a good way, because we know that in the coming future we have a title to look forward to, and we can use it to borrow money to do whatever we please.
I'm feeling very, very good, because most of all, having our own title, we can do anything with it. Can go to the bank, borrow money, because me have my little girl. She soon reach college stage, so we can get it to benefit from.
I feel great still, because knowing that we don't have no friend in our society to mark our identity. So we can go to a bank and we can do certain transaction without no godfather, and people now put up for them sitting to help you. So you feel independent and empowered, you know? Because if your daughter or your son to go to college, you can borrow money, and if you have your skill and you want advance yourself in the future, you know, you can use the title as a Carol and back yourself, you see me? So I feel good, you know?
I acknowledge and express our deep gratitude to the government and people of the Republic of Korea, who have been our true friends in our quest to create an ownership society, especially for the less affluent in our country.
Hope you've learned a great deal about the cadastral mapping and land registration in Jamaica project, an ongoing project with the government of Jamaica and the government of Korea. Indeed, the residents of Crooked River in St. Mary are truly grateful, as we found out today. And it's not only happening in St. Mary, but also in Portland and St. Anne. For further information about land issues, be sure to contact the National Land Agency, or LAMP. Perhaps very soon you could own your land title.
Moving on,
While beaches and oceans have always been an important part of life, we can make a contribution whether we live on the shoreline or miles away.
Know Your Numbers is the theme and thrust for the Heart Foundation of Jamaica Heart Month 2014. What numbers? These are the results of various tests that should be done to determine if you are at risk of or have heart disease. A major consequence of heart disease is heart failure, so it's important to be aware. In today's HealthWise, we explore this health challenge.
According to medical experts, heart failure is a progressive condition in which the heart muscle has been damaged by disease or injury and cannot pump enough blood and oxygen to the body. The severity of heart failure determines the impact it has on a person's life. According to Dr. Knox Hagley, chairman of the Heart Foundation of Jamaica, the mild form of heart failure may have little effect on a person's life, while severe heart failure can interfere with even simple activities and prove fatal. He said all forms of heart failure, even the mildest, pose a serious health problem which must be treated promptly.
To understand what is meant by heart failure, you need to take into consideration that the heart is a pump. And any good pump, any efficient pump, whatever goes into that pump, the pump pumps it out. And if the pump is not doing that, it is failing. It's a similar thing with the heart failure. Blood goes into the right side of the heart from the body, and the right side of the heart pumps it into the lungs. And if the right side of the heart has failed to do this properly, it is called a right-sided heart failure. The blood leaves the lungs and goes into the left side of the heart, and the left side of the heart then pumps the blood to the rest of the body. And if, in fact, the left side of the heart is not doing this efficiently, left-sided heart failure occurs. And quite often, both left and right sides of the heart have failed in such a case, and so we call that congestive heart failure. Then we go on to the older children. And in the children, usually from 5 to 12, 15, but it may occur at earlier age, is a condition called rheumatic heart disease. This is really a manifestation of rheumatic fever, which occurs predominantly in children with fever, and it presents with fever and pains in the joints, and in such a case, the heart may be affected. We see this among children, even new cases. And it is rheumatic heart disease is in fact still one of the major causes of cardiac surgery that we see here.
Dr. Hagley said in the older age group, heart failure does not happen in a vacuum. It is closely associated with major risk factors.
We look at things like high blood pressure, which may begin to appear usually in the 30s, sometimes early on. But long-standing high blood pressure will lead to heart disease.
Some key things to remember: plan a healthy diet, reduce stress by learning to relax, lower your blood pressure level, exercise regularly, give up smoking, limit the amount of alcohol you drink, and take medication as directed by your doctor. For further information on heart failure or other heart diseases, consult your doctor. You can also get valuable information from any government hospital or clinic across the island.
Did you
know? Regular physical activity controls your weight, reduces your risk of cardiovascular diseases, reduces your risk for type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome, reduces your risk of some cancers, strengthens your bones and muscles, and increases your chance of living longer. Get active, get fit, stay healthy.
I like Jamaican music because it is a reality.
It educates us, motivates us, and gives us strength to know that we are Jamaican and we are proud to be a Jamaican.
Give you great happiness of who you really are. So as Jamaican music, it motivates you to be stronger. It's always giving you an encouraging stepping stone. Most songs, they give you some form of encouragement.
The rhythm. Just the rhythm.
The beat, it's something that that is catchy, that keeps you moving as soon as you hear it.
Jamaican music, the one I like still. The one I deal with your truths and the right facts, how the country I run, and the little youth them, tell them how we come up in our life, the facts, you see it.
Jamaican music, I best reggae music, man, every time, man. Big up Jamaica.
That's it for Jamaica Magazine today. Send us your feedback by emailing jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. Be sure to also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, to catch up on all the latest news, plus see a repeat of today's program. Likewise, visit our YouTube page or chat with us on Twitter and Facebook. On behalf of the entire production team at the JIS, I'm Audrey Williams. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is going to be all right.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.